What's happening, family? This is another episode of the Open Field Podcast. We ain't got everybody, but we got a few. Of course, my man Riddell is in here. He's the RDA. I don't know what the abbreviation stands for, but I'm gonna come up with something clever. Crash out Marco Baldino with no beard looks terrifying, and of course we got my man Mo in here, Mister Don't
That's
Know
it.
Ball, because some of the comments he makes, boy, I be worried. Um, it's been a fun weekend, man. Lions go down, get their second loss. Patrick Mahomes got hurt, and Josh Allen has locked up the MVP in my eyes. It's been a fun time. It's been a good time, and the Packers are handling business, putting Seattle back where they belong, and that's as a mediocre team. Anything we want to talk about today, fellas? Anything you want to get off your chest?
Well, first I want to say, Michael, you look like you about to give us a one-on-one on how to sell stocks. Okay. Well, second, it's been some good football today, man. It was some really good football today. I thought that first I want to say I thought New Orleans was going to beat a lot. I thought we was going to get beat worse, but when Rattler came, man, we actually did pretty good. We pulled it off. So I definitely
What you mean when Rattler came in? So I didn't watch the whole game, but I watched the second half. Did
well,
Rattler not start the whole game?
no, he didn't. There was the
was Hayner.
I mean, through this whole week, they kind of already considered Jake Haener the starter.
Why would
That was,
Haener start over Spencer Rattler? But I guess he won't. I bet he won't start next week.
no, he won't. No, he won't. But Rattler came in. He threw no picks. Jake Haener only threw for 49 yards today. Yeah. So New Orleans was doing really bad with him in there. Jake Haener looked bad under pressure. He looks really bad under pressure. Obviously, he needs some time. Excuse me. But Rattler looked really good today. He was throwing a lot of good stuff, even though he missed about 11 passes today. He looked pretty good still, in my opinion. He threw for 135 yards today. I think he came in in the middle of the third quarter, maybe the fourth quarter. Toward the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. But everything looked good so far, man. Some good football today. Green Bay looking good. We talk a little crazy. Maybe Seattle would win, but obviously Green Bay pulled it out the pocket.
Let me talk to Shiv God for a second, and then let me go get over to Riddell. I want to
Yes,
hear
sir.
what the Messiah has to say. That's the new nickname, the Messiah. Shiv God, first and foremost, yes, you guys do have the number one seed. Okay, I was about to say, all right, Jalen. Love your stat patent, love. Um, Shift God, you guys will lose in the playoffs. You will not make the Super Bowl. That is Eagles Super Bowl run to take. Or the Vikings. Either way, I got you guys losing. But Riddell, talk to me, man. What's on your mind, man? What's on your mind? What got you riled up today? What got you upset? What got you happy? What's going on, man?
I mean, nothing really. I mean, everything kind of happened as I expected for this week of football. Chiefs won, Bills won, like I said, and make it a passing game, and the Lions are going to look very shaky. Eagles won, not too surprised about that. AJ Brown whined a little bit, and now he got the ball as much. So, hey, man, they might sacrifice the rushing record because AJ Brown's whining, and that kind of annoys me. But it is what it is. With that said, nothing really surprised me. All the games kind of happened as they expected. The only thing that we can say for certain is Will Levis sucks. Other than that, yeah, pretty standard football.
So
Yeah,
trash.
Definitely in position to win that game today.
So trash.
I
Dude.
thought for a second Bo Nix was gonna suck, but he came back at the end and did his thing. Proud of Bo Nix. Here's my question. So what is Mike, talk to me first, Mike, and then we can also ask the questions. Talk to me, Mike. What's on your mind?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say mainly done with the Commanders. Sorry, like they're barely winning these games against bad teams, and Jaden Daniels isn't even like playing bad. Like they just can't. I don't know what it is.
Couple. Honestly, man,
Horn
scary
had
tell you
some
was
bad
selling.
drops.
Scary tell
He
you was
was,
selling.
but he went crazy in the first half.
They
And
should
he
have beat them
just
by at least 2 touchdowns, man. There's a lot of in his hands catches he wasn't catching.
yeah no that I mean that was pretty much the main reason why they didn't score more was just because he dropped those balls. But that's what I'm saying. And then also I don't know. they're just too RPO reliant. I feel like at times, if they're gonna win in the playoffs, they need to open up the playbook. I don't know if Jane Daniels can do it. Obviously, he's still a rookie, but I would try it
I
because
mean,
it just gets
let's
that.
be
And their
honest.
offensive
Hold,
line is
hold on one
trending
second, Mo.
downward.
Let me let Mike finish, and then I ask him questions. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. What you saying?
I was gonna say the offensive line is trending downward. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
They
Uh,
had what, 5 penalties today? 6 maybe?
yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest surprises so far. You know, we still got the Monday night game, but biggest surprises up until now and biggest disappointments. Let me start off with Riddell. What's the biggest surprise and biggest disappointment?
Biggest surprise. I guess the biggest surprise for me is that I don't know what's going on with the Jets, man. The fact that they let Mac Jones look serviceable is disgusting. That elite defense is completely gone. And
why do you think in 1 year? What do you think was the big difference in 1 year?
They were solid at the beginning of the year. Then they fired Robert Saleh, and then they put the defensive coordinator as a head coach. And now that defense is shaky as hell. So, yeah, the Jets are disgusting right now. They're playing disgusting football. Tay went crazy on a tanking team, sure, but this is disgusting football.
What's the biggest surprise? Is that your surprise and disappointment?
I mean, this week of football, nothing really surprised me. That's the thing. I guess the only surprise I have is that Josh Allen's a stat patter, and I hate him. So, that was disgusting.
Look, Riddell, you had me dead to right. Single-handedly. You had me dead to I was like, oh, I'm going to
blown out early. I don't know how Josh Allen single-handedly brought him back, and that's annoying. He was stat padding at the end. They didn't even need to do all those pass plays, and they just kept on doing it. That's disgusting work.
And he was running the ball for 20 yards here, 15 yards here. Boy, Josh Allen, appreciate you. Biggest disappointment, biggest surprise.
That's a good point, Marley. The Bucks blowing out the Chargers. I'm not really surprised at the Chargers like offense stalling because they have no run game right now, and Justin
and no receivers. Like, and for a guy who bats on the ball, that's it though. But that's it. You can't trust Quentin Johnson week to week. You can't trust Palmer. Like, dog, when they play against teams that locked them up, I did it when they played. Who did they play? And they killed me. I forgot who they played recently, and they couldn't do nothing on the offensive end, dog. And they lost. I forgot who they just played. They just played somebody recently. They lost. It might be the Chiefs, but they played somebody recently, and I had bet on them. And I couldn't win because they literally didn't have the offense. They couldn't get the ball on the field, like literally.
Yeah. At the same time, I do expect more from Herbert, but they do need a run game. So the Bucks defense definitely locked in. Shout out the Bucks, still gonna root for the Falcons.
Baker Mayfield.
I already gave Baker his stamp, so we'll see what happens. The playoff race is not over yet, so we'll see.
Mike, talk to me. Biggest disappointment, biggest surprise.
I gotta say, biggest surprise is biggest surprise to me, Brian Thomas Jr. I know it was tanking team, but he's gonna be a problem, dude. He's 6'3". He can move like pretty much like he's quick. He's got everything. And I mean, I saw a lot of people saying he was a sleeper. I didn't watch a lot of LSU, I'm not gonna lie. But he could honestly be the number one receiver in this class. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. Marvin Harrison and what's his name, Malik Neighbors, they still in contention for it. But
Malik just kind of getting the short end of the stick with no quarterback play. I feel bad for him.
Malik,
he cooked today with Tim Boyle. He cooked
100%.
Marlon Humphrey. He cooked Marlon Humphrey today.
No, yeah, it's not a knock on Marvin Harrison, or especially not on Malik Neighbors. It's just up on Brian Thomas Jr. for me.
If Marvin Harrison played for the Chargers, he'd have 1,300 yards this year. So I don't even want to hear. I'm not even mad about that. It's literally what's next fault.
How you blame? It's so annoying to me that no matter what, anybody who doesn't pass it to Marvin is going to get the blame. How about we just blame Marvin? How about we blame Kyler for sometimes missing him, And we blame Marvin for not always consistently getting open. How about that? How about we
I
blame
think
him?
I ain't gonna
Fine
lie.
with that.
I do think that there's plenty of time. When you wait. When you watch the film, he does get open a lot. He don't get the ball sometimes. Kyler isn't he isn't Kyler's favorite target. I'll say that much. He just trusts Trey McBride more, and I don't even think it's that Marvin's untrustworthy. I think it's just that he's used to Trey McBride, and he's in the middle of the field, so it's easy for him. But I do believe that Marvin it's at least 400 yards that's left out there on the field from this year alone. So whatever Marvin got, he's had four more hundred yards added to him by like just how inconsistent Kyler's been playing. But I will go on to next season and we'll see what it do. That your disappointment, Mike? I mean that's your disappointment, or you did your surprise?
No, that's surprise.
Okay, what's
Disappointment would probably be. I mean, the Jets. Biggest disappointment of this week was Tua, actually, because
Okay.
Tua's been playing lights out. I thought since he's came back from injury, he's been just performance-wise top 7 at least, maybe even top 5. Like he's been playing lights out, but today wasn't.
Riddell hopes so, Jay Gaiman. He hopes so. Okay,
We're probably going to get Cam Ward. As long as we don't draft him number 1 overall pick, then it's whatever.
Talk to me, Mo. Biggest disappointment, biggest upset. Land your plane a little sooner because I want to get to the next question.
Honestly, I really don't have any. Everybody kind of did what I expected. I still, even though I had hope in my Saints today, that's really the only game I kind of feel a little bit upset. But at the same time, I kind of expected for us to lose today. Jaden Daniels did a good job. The whole thing is really on Jaden Daniels. He's a great quarterback, man. Future great. So that's really my only thing. I don't really have so many upsets. Everybody pretty much did their job today.
All right. So my biggest disappointment is one, Will Levis. You'll be lucky to be back up in this league, but you suck, and I'm very disappointed in you. But my actual disappointment is the Commanders, mostly because they fucked up my early parlay. I would have probably had like 3 racks today, but they fucked up my early parlay. I had the Bengals spread, and I had the Commanders by 6.5 because the spread was 8, and I took it down to 6.5. And you guys completely played no defense in the second half and let them literally come back and almost beat you guys. And if it wasn't for the fact that they wanted to go for 2 and win the game, they probably would have won overtime because the way y'all luck was looking. So that's one of my biggest disappointments. Hey guys, pull up. We only 4 deep, so if y'all want to come up on the show, hit the link and we'll get you guys up here. And my biggest surprise, honestly, it's been like 5 or 6 weeks in a row now, and I just have to say it. Jerry Jeudy is a guy. Like he's a guy. Yeah, he's a guy. Like he plays. If he continues this going to next year, he'll be a top 10 receiver easily.
Yeah.
Like one of the best route runners. Like he literally might take Devontae Adams' spot. Like as far as like who Devontae Adams is, he'll just be the new version of that.
Tay Adams went crazy today too. Tay Adams went crazy, but
yeah,
no,
but I'm watching Jerry Jeudy give. Jerry Jeudy has been consistently giving niggas the business, and not just anybody. He been giving legit corner talent the business. Like those corners.
The thing that's annoying about him is that he's always had
been
talent.
good. Because the Chiefs defense is good, the Steelers defense is good. Like the Broncos defense was good. He's been giving people
the Chiefs'
promise.
pass defense is not good, and also
but their defense has been good this whole season though.
No, the rush defense has. The pass defense has not. But
linebackers have been really good.
The linebackers
he putting up basically 8 to 10 catches and 100 to 150 yards week to week now. You got to give it to him, dog. He's a legit receiver.
Jeudy is good, but like
too crazy.
We can't always immediately go to Devontae Adams, like especially when it's oh yeah, they start off slow, they're a route runner, so Tay Adams. The thing about Jerry Jeudy is he's great at separating, he's great at getting open. Right. But the problem with Jerry Jeudy is if that coverage is tough and he doesn't get open, will he catch the ball? He doesn't have that contested catching, tough catching, tight coverage.
And that's really why I compare him to Devontae, because if you watch even this year,
Tay can do that though.
Okay,
Tay can do that. Tay can do that.
Jerry wasn't playing like this before Jameis Winston.
Prime Devontae was
it's the same thing that Winston went through last year and Njoku went through last year with and Cooper went through last year with Deshaun Watson, and then they got Joe Flacco. Jerry Jeudy just needed somebody who's gonna throw him the ball. I'm looking at we talking about 7 weeks in a row, 5 catches, 79 yards versus the Ravens and a touchdown, 7 catches, 83 yards and a touchdown versus the Chargers. 6 catches for 142 yards and 1 touchdown versus Saints. 6 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown versus Steelers. Broncos, 9 catches for 235 yards and a touchdown. Steelers again, 5 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown. And then this week, 11 catches for 108. Like, he has been doing his damn job. If he had a terrible, mind you, this is beginning of the season with Deshaun Watson playing. 3 catches for 25 yards, 5 catches for 53 yards, 4 catches for 27 yards. 3 weeks in a row, he went 1 catch 16 yards, 1 catch 35 yards, and 1 catch 18 yards. Like, dog, Deshaun Watson was completely a menace to society, dog. Menace to society.
Yeah, at least Jameis can actually get you stats as a receiver. That's about it, though. But
You can't poo-poo 6 catches
Jay
for
Gaming.
142 and 9 catches for 235. You can't poo-poo that. And against you can't say the Broncos defense ain't good. That pass defense is great. You watching today versus the Colts. They shut shit down on all the courts. It ain't just Patrick Surtain. It's the whole overall, and their pass rush is dominant. For him to get them type of yards, I don't give a damn who was covering them. That's impressive, man. So yeah, shout out Jerry Jeudy, man. One of my biggest surprises. How do we feel? Let's go game for game. How do we feel first and foremost about this Lions? I want to get straight to it. Lions and Bills game. Is this we know Josh Allen got the MVP, at least in my eyes. When I asked Riddell, how you feeling about Josh Allen and this MVP? Did he lock it up today?
I think he locked it up. I mean, the thing is with Josh Allen is I had him as my MVP as well before the season started. I thought the idea that the Bills were not going to be a good team just didn't make sense. I thought people were just, Stephon Diggs traded and this team's not going to be good. And they got rid of the safeties. This team's not going to be good. I thought it was pretty kind of a lazy analysis, to be honest, in terms of what the Bills were. The Bills are a good team. The Bills' run game is really good. The receivers that they replaced them have talent. No consistent separator, but there is talent there. Overall, Josh Allen, considering he beat the Chiefs, considering he's going to have the second best record in the AFC, considering he beat the number 1 team in both the NFC and the AFC, because he did beat the Lions just recently, Josh Allen is also going to have the narratives. He hasn't won an MVP yet. He has, quote unquote, no talent, which is not true. This is not the Cam Newton Panthers. Let's be very clear. This offense is better than the Panthers offense. But Josh Allen will have everything kind of going for him. So he's going to win the MVP.
I do believe that the receiving core is better, but that's it. I think the running game was better, the O-line was better, and the tight end was better, but the receiving core is better. But other than that, it's very similar to the Cam Newton.
No, the run game.
It's not actually because Cam Newton's that defense was dominant.
But
the run game of the Bills is better than the run game of the Panthers was. I'm not
right, bro. They had over
in 2015. No, sir.
Yes.
No, sir. No, sir.
70.
No, sir.
I'm looking up the roster.
That's Jonathan Stewart. That's Jonathan Stewart and Deshaun and Desmond Williams. No, sir. That's James Nash. No, sir. No,
better
sir.
than both of those guys. And Ty Johnson has been cooking and reading. They have a 3-headed monster.
He also had 100+ yards.
Yeah, so like they got three guys that can.
Are we literally saying that Ty Johnson and James Cook compares to Jonathan Stewart and Desmond Williams?
Well, James Cook is better than both of those guys. And then Ty Johnson.
Whoa, no! Davis. What are you talking about?
No. Early, they didn't have Williams. They had Tolbert. They had Tolbert as their 2, but
even with Tolbert as a 2, they was nice.
They're not better than the Bills running backs. What are we doing here?
I think you kind of underlooking the Bills right now, though, early.
Now you out your mind.
They just not. The only thing the Panthers had that was better is tight end defense. Tight end and defense, they for sure had better.
O-line is better too. We had 3 All-Pros.
The Bills have a really good O-line.
I'm gonna say it again. We had 3 All-Pros in that team. Well, 2 All-Pros and three Pro Bowlers. We had Mike Rimmers, we had Trey Turner, and Khalil and Ryan Khalil was first team All-Pro. Not only that,
you can say it's a wash. The Bills have a really good offensive line too.
Yes, they do.
I'm not gonna lie though. Khalil Shakir might clear any receiver on that.
Oh yeah, I told you the receiver core was we they cleared them. But I'm not taking Mike Tober and Jonathan Stewart connection. I'm not taking that
They're
over.
not better than the Bills right now.
I'm not the
They-
Bills.
they're-
No, Bills.
Wait,
They
wait,
better
wait,
than the Bills.
wait. Hold on.
didn't do enough for me.
All I'm gonna say is these are the receivers he had: Ted Ginn Jr., who
I know.
was
Listen to
trash.
me, Mike. You don't have to
Corey
do that.
Brown,
I know
Devin
that team by
Funchess.
heart. What I'm telling you is this, Mike. The receiver core is better. We can break it down. Play for play, I'm gonna put Josh Allen and Cam right beside each other. The running backs to me were better. The tight end was way better. Olsen better than Kincaid, Knox, or whoever else they got over there. I think the running backs were better. The receiver core clears because the Panthers, they were the reason we lost the Super Bowl because they didn't have nobody to get open. I wish they would have kept Steve Smith and we didn't win a Super Bowl. So Marley, you bugging out. Greg Olsen was
I'm not
1,200
mad
yards
at
by
that.
himself that year. Please stop it. Don't do that to yourself.
I'm not bad. I just think I think you might be underselling. James
If you
Cook a
want to
little
be,
bit.
we'll look.
Yeah,
I
James
think
Cook has been a
I
dog
think we
for
look
us.
back at history. That Panthers O line was better. The defense was much better. Like it clears. We had Kawan Short, Pro Bowler. Even with Jared Allen that year, he was still pretty damn nice. Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis were elite. Probably some of the best linebacker core you ever seen in your
I
life.
mean,
Two
there's no
all
argument for
pros.
the defense.
We had Peanut Tillman that year who was locked down, and then Josh Norman was probably a top 3 corner that year. Point blank,
Josh
if
Norman
not the
was
number
crazy.
1 best corner in that league. He was probably number 1 in that league in that year.
Wait. That's going too far because Richard Sherman was still in the league, but
But what's your point
Richard
though,
Sherman
Ernest?
was still in the league.
We talking about just for that 1 year.
but
For that 1 year.
Norman was elite that year for sure.
But it really ain't really no point to be made. It's just that I think that Josh Allen is serving up a masterclass. The biggest thing about the Panthers, I understand, the Panthers team went 15-1. They dominated everybody.
I
This
think you could say
Bills
as a
team,
passer, Josh
this
Allen is
Bills
better than Cam
team,
Newton.
you never know with this Bills team. You never know if the defense gonna like last week they couldn't stop nobody. This week they did a damn good job versus the Lions. I do not trust the Lions defense. I always didn't trust their defense, especially when Hutchinson went down. But I do think Josh Allen, like Riddell said, this is probably locked up MVP for me. Yeah, he was stat patent, but when you can do it, do it. So, man, Josh Allen for MVP. I'm very proud of him. I knew he was gonna have a Cam Newton like year. I called it. Very proud of him. How do we feel about the Lions, fellas?
I know it's 1 game, but
Yeah,
their defense concerns me.
bro. Like the Bills beat the Chiefs. They the one who showed the world that the Chiefs can bleed. You know what I'm saying? So I think we kind of like I said, we not giving the Bills the respect that they deserve right now. Like they have a well-rounded team right now. So I think we need to kind of ease up on, you know what I'm saying, thinking the Bills ain't somebody to worry about.
But they
can agree with that.
literally 2 weeks in a row gave up 40+ points. But
That's true.
I'll say this much because Shift God said we put 42 on them. I'm gonna let Riddell handle this one. Riddell, that 42 points from the Lions. How do you feel about those 42 points?
My thing is like when people do that, let's not pretend like in terms of the flow of the game, the Bills were in control the entire game. Let's just be very honest about this. They were consistently up at least 2 touchdowns the entire game. They had firm control. The Bills could do whatever they want on that team. Now, the Lions don't give up. Dan Campbell does not give up.
Hell no.
But if we're talking about the flow of the game, who was in control, the Bills was 100% in control the entire game. The Lions were constantly trying to catch up, trying to force that pass game to really open things up. They struggled. They went 3 and out a couple of times. Ultimately, the Bills, in the context of 2 elite teams going up against each other, the Bills dominated the Lions.
Well, Amon-Ra St. Brown did struggle. That boy had 40 points of fantasy today. Yeah, so that's one of them games. That's definitely a game I look at and I say, yeah, you guys have 42 points, but that's end of the game, stat patent, Dak Prescott numbers.
It's not to me, Loki, but to me, it's not about their offense. To me, it's just about their defense. Because we've all kind of been saying it, like, how is this defense performing at the level they are? They gave up a lot of points against the Packers, but they had been consistently playing well, and I just think it's the lack of depth because of the injuries is just catching up with them. And that's what concerns me the most, because it wasn't even like their secondary is kind of the issue, but they also were running the ball. James Cook had a lot of big plays. So that to me is the issue. Because at the end of the day, as good as the Lions are, they are a team that gets out in front, and that's when they play their best football. Jared Goff, I appreciate the fact that he didn't give up and he was cooking when they were down and almost led them back. But that's not like Jared Goff's best football is when he's managing the game and he's up. He's precise in that way. And when you have to make him throw 40 times a game, the issue is that he's going to take some sacks just naturally. So that's the only issue I see with the Lions. They're still a good team, but is the defense trending downward because of the injuries to me?
Starting the week off, Rams beat the 49ers 12-6. I know you are the residential Rams fan and supporter, Riddell. Can the Rams make a run in the playoffs? Are they finding their stride late in the season?
Oh yeah, shout out the Seahawks for losing. That helped. I'm not gonna lie. I told them the Rams are a dangerous team. Don't sleep on them. Playoffs, the Rams could beat any team in the NFC, and I'm not even joking. They can. Yes, the defense is not elite.
You think the Rams stand a chance versus the Eagles?
They can beat any team in the NFC.
Ooh.
I'm dead serious. They can.
Do we agree, Michael Baldino?
Well, here's the thing. Like, if you look at the Bills game, that defense played bad, but they have the personnel to beat a team like that because in order to beat the Bills, you have to beat them outside. Because if you just run at the ball, their front-running defense, they can stop the run a little bit. But if you're balanced, you can get some big plays on them. But the defense is just a big question mark. But, like, if you think about it, Mitchell and DeJean have been good, but at times, Adam Thielen gave DeJean trouble. So, I mean, you have Puka and Cooper Kupp. I understand Cooper Kupp got 0 yards, but people are gassing that up. That was terrible conditions. Matt Stafford was trolling in the first half.
Did they both play when they played the Eagles?
Kupp
When they played the Eagles and lost by 20 earlier this season, did Puka and Cooper Kupp play?
I don't know. I don't think Puka was
Which game are you talking about?
When they lost by 20 to the Eagles.
I can see. Let me see.
The Rams?
Yeah.
Probably not because Puka.
Nope, they both played. Puka had 9 for 117, and Kupp had 8 for 16 touchdown, and they still got dog walked. So
that must have been the first game Puka came back then.
But he had 9 for 17.
Yeah, but it's still the first game.
I'm sorry. He had 9 for 117.
My thing is it took a while for Puka to get
that game
after the injury.
Because the Rams defense sucks. That's my thing. Like, you lost by 20, and Jalen Hurts threw 20 passes and had under 200 yards. Like, they listen. The Eagles defense. I'm so on the Eagles completely. I think they'll still lose in the playoffs versus the Bills. I mean, I think they make the Super Bowl, but they play the Bills. I don't. The Steelers ain't gonna. If the Steelers make it, I think they beat them too. So I'll say the Bills and the Chiefs they lose probably. But I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna go on record and say this right now, and I'll say it again Wednesday. When I look at the overall of it, I still think that Hurts sucks, and they can have a better quarterback there. But just of what they do, I got to be honest. Eagles win the Super Bowl this year.
They can, dude. They have everything. Like even though George Pickens was out, I was still a dominant performance first half. I mean, they could not get a yard for the till the end of the second quarter. And Jalen Carter's taken a step up this year. I thought maybe it was a little overhyped, but that was just me being an Eagles hater at the point. And then if Jalen Hurts just got to play like this. I mean, if you target AJ Brown, this offense is dynamic, and Saquon. At the end of the day, the Steelers are still you have to beat them outside if you're going to beat them. The corners are the worst part of their team. So I'm not mad at the fact that
White had a good game today too, but it's just they just couldn't do it on offense.
Well, he also got hurt for a bit too. He was out for at least 2 drives.
Look, Shift God, if the Chiefs make it, I'm gonna be honest with you. If the Chiefs make it, and they probably will make it, Mo, wake your ass up, man. If the Chiefs make it, and they probably will make it, they get blown out by the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Do you disagree, Riddell? I know we do that. Before you say that, I know we do this whole Patrick can't go get Patrick whole Super Bowl unless he plays Tom Brady. But this team, Riddell, I think Riddell's honest enough that this team is not good, and if they make it to the Super Bowl, they will get dog walked by the Eagles.
Let me put in context. When I say the Chiefs team is not good, that doesn't mean that the Chiefs won't be able to win the Super Bowl. The reality is, and it might be glazed, but it is the truth. When you have Patrick Mahomes playing on this team, you always have a chance. The way the Chiefs play now is because the offense is so inefficient that they play a style where they hold onto the ball, run that clock, and win the time of possession game. That's why all their games are close. They don't have consistent beaters. They have to play very conservative. They try to take shots, but Xavier Worthy is just not good enough to be a real home run hitter right now. So they play conservative, run the ball, short gains, third down, but Mahomes is going to do magic type of football. They're going to do that against the Eagles, and Jalen Hurts is going to have to compete against Mahomes. And I don't believe Jalen Hurts will be able to.
I believe that, Rondell.
Yeah, it's on Jalen Hurts, to be honest, but I don't know. The Chiefs are they just take advantage of situations. Like if you look at the Chargers game, they shouldn't have won that game, but Justin Herbert missed that pass and they could have scored, and then they just went down and kicked a field goal. Like it's just they play complimentary football still. And I don't know, the Eagles are peaking at the right time though, so like they're gonna have problems with Jalen Carter a little bit, but I mean the interior is really the only good part of their line. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but I mean I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. I'm sorry. I know that's the cliche thing to say, but I've seen it too much, man. Too much for me to sit back and vote against him.
Who's the scariest team? I guess Riddell going with the Rams. Michael, who's the scariest team going into the playoffs? Like the team that like you
Like the
don't
most
want to play them because it might be a problem.
like underrated or just in general the
Scariest team, like the team that can make some noise that we not, that like
I think
we
we
don't
know.
talk about.
I mean, the answer is the Eagles, but the underrated team.
Yeah, I would say Philly.
I would say the Bills.
Oh, we're talking about the entire NFL?
No, I mean I'm talking about underrated.
Oh,
And then in both NFC and AFC.
Yeah, in general, whoever you we'll do both. Let's do both.
Rams.
Rams for NFC, and then what about the AFC over there?
AFC, the scariest team in this playoffs.
Underrated.
The underrated team in this playoffs.
Come on, say it. You know it, Riddell. Say it. You know it.
No, it's not. I mean, it's against George Pickens.
Because, well, hey, man, TJ Watt's injured. Hey, you say he's rolled his ankle, bro? I'm just saying, bro. It's
Riddell.
The most underrated and potential scary team to play in the playoffs right now is the Steelers because of that defense. That's undeniable.
I like the Steelers, but I ain't gonna lie. If they saying George Pickens' injury might be serious, and I don't like him. I'll go last there. Michael, talk to me. Who's NFC, AFC?
Okay, so I looked at the standings. I think if the Chargers had J.K. Dobbins, it would 100% be the Chargers for me, but they don't have them. Honestly, I was going to say Baltimore, but they're kind of. I'll go the Bucks. And I say that because
in the AFC
when they're healthy.
No, NFC.
No,
NFC first.
AFC. NFC, I would say the Bucks because look, I mean, at the end of the day, when they're healthy, they're still they have a solid offensive line. With is Chris Godwin coming back at some point, or is he out for the season?
He's out for the season.
They have
but it don't matter because McMillan has been a guy.
McMillan, yes, I was about to say
he's the number 2. They're fine. He's doing just fine.
Bucky Irving is crazy. Rashee Rice is still good, and at the end of the day, yeah, Baker has 13 picks, but he's also on pace for 40 touchdowns, and he's kind of at the point where nothing's really going to rattle him. He'll stay in the game even if he makes mistakes. So
if he give me 2 more picks these next 2 games, 40 TDs and 15 picks is a good season. Couldn't nobody say.
I mean, if you get 40 touchdowns and make the playoffs, I mean, as long as you don't throw like 20. I mean, I don't
think he throws. He already got, I think, 13 now. I don't think he throws.
Especially with the fact that
7 picks in 2 weeks.
Their team's been injured. Like their team's been they've had a lot of injuries too. So I think that's to be taken into account for me on the AFC side. I mean,
and they play Cowboys.
Kind of
They play Cowboys, Panthers, and Saints the last 3 games. So They'll be just fine.
But I
What?
would go Baltimore on the AFC side though.
Okay, cool,
Just
cool.
because, yeah.
Talk to me, Hefe. I mean, I said Hefe. Mo.
All right. As far as NFC, the underrated team,
Yeah.
I would go with the Rams too. I would go with the Rams too in the NFC. As far as the AFC, I would definitely have to give it to between Baltimore and the Broncos, bro.
Oh, you stole my team.
Yeah,
The,
I think
the Broncos are a problem, Mo. We're not. Y'all don't understand how good that defense is. They have everything. They have the linebackers, they have the D line, and they have the backfield. They can beat anybody.
Yes, they can.
No, that's facts.
Yes, they can.
That's their defense is killer. I will give you that.
And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. If you watch the game, I was a little pissed off because I had money on it, but Bo Nix they came through. But I was just like reaching.
Bro.
I was overdoing it. But I'm gonna be real with you. The biggest thing, if you watch that game, and I watched that entire game because they were the only team I needed. I had the Pacers, they cleared. I had I had the plus money on the bill. They was cleaning up. I see the Broncos come through. Literally, dog, them 2 of them 3 picks was I don't know what's up with your man Sutton today, but he was selling Bo Nix, man. He was dropping TD passes.
Early, that's the thing, though.
I think
he was running wrong routes. Jesus,
that's really the only problem. It's not just Nix because Nix. It's just because the fact Nix is a rookie and they just don't have enough separation outside. They've definitely exceeded the expectations on that because I thought that they were going to be one of the worst teams in the league because of that.
Mike, if Jerry Jeudy could be what he is in Cleveland right now for the Broncos, they would have a complete team. They need a Jerry Jeudy right now.
You could stick him in the slot because you have Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, and that boy Sims is good. Marvin Sims is good.
Marvin Mims.
Mims is good. Their tight end is decent. And Bo Nix, listen, it really was Cortland Sutton, man. He was terrible today. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was on for today. I think he had like 9 targets, like 2 catches. And again, there were 3 to 4 passes where, man, Bo put it right on the money to him. Was throwing him dots. He ran the wrong route and made him throw a pick. He dropped like 3 fucking third down possessions. Oh, it was terrible. Thank God that defense came through and Bo Nix cleaned up at the end. But man,
Bo Nix, he was having an up and down game today, bro. Like he threw just as many, literally threw as many picks as he did touchdowns.
Yeah, but if you watch the game, literally 2 of them picks was literally Cortland Sutton's fault. 2 of them picks were Cortland Sutton's fault. Yeah. He ran the wrong route to a point to where when he got on the outside, Sean Payton was chewing him out, and he was like kind of like like throwing Sean Payton to the side because he didn't want to hear it. But Sean Payton was telling him, "You supposed to run that route deeper." That's why he threw that pick because you supposed to run that route deeper. And then the other route that he threw a pick on, he's supposed to go outside, but he cut inside. I don't know what Cortland Sutton was on today, man.
Yeah,
but and also at the end of the day, Bo Nix is a rookie with not much talent on the outside. There's going to be games where he struggles, and I still think that he's a good player. But yeah, Richardson was that defense don't
let you do nothing. Shout out my man Jonathan Taylor for dropping that. This been like the 4th time this season. When are guys going to know hold the ball all the way through? What is up with this dropping the ball at the goal? Take it in the end zone and then drop it. Jesus.
I think he just had.
If you had it anytime Jonathan Taylor touchdown, I feel for you. Because good Lord, they snatched that right out of your hands.
Yeah.
It's been a tough year for him, and he's still a great player. But the offense,
he's actually been great. I'm gonna give your boy he's still kind of a rookie tax and give him a little bit of leeway. But AR, boy,
no, today's specifically bad. The last 4 games he's been good, but today it was bad, man.
He just doesn't. He has terrible pocket presence.
Mike, I think that's where I think that people like Denver still does have a pretty good defense. Like we were just saying, they still have a pretty good defense, man. I think. I think that's where AR kind of had a hard time playing.
But he was making bad plays too. Like he was making bad plays.
He was. That play where that tight end cut across the middle, man, that was gorgeous. That was gorgeous.
AI gotta learn how to control his power he gotta learn how to control his throw power because like he'll have guys wide open and you throwing it too hard, man. Like I know that's weird to say because the NFL receivers catch the ball, but there are some times when he throws the ball way too hard to a receiver who's his ball placement needs work because there's plenty times when he got receivers who are coming across the middle who if he just puts it on them nicely they can keep going, but he be trying to kill like a pitcher, man, throwing 100-mile-an-hour balls, man. Like relax, dude.
Yeah. No, I think the only thing is like I have struggled with quarterbacks who get out and leads and then don't manage the game through that, especially in a situation where the Broncos just could not score for most of the game. You have to do a better job of managing the game, especially when you're not a pocket passer yet. You don't make good enough reads. So just be conservative and the pocket presence. Yeah, it's just too much, but he could still I'm not out on him yet because I mean at the end of the day, he could still figure it out. Like he's showing flashes, he's had a good stretch of games. It's just they played against a good defense and they don't have particularly much outside. They really don't. I mean, like what's his name? Pierce is all right.
I don't know if that's true.
Is Pittman playing?
Wait, Riddell.
He's in his sophomore year, Rodell.
No, I don't care. The Colts receivers are good. The fact that they got A.D. Mitchell is actually overkill. Because Alec Pierce is a good deep threat. Michael Pittman.
He did get hurt though. He got a concussion.
I don't like Michael Pittman, but the other guys are fine.
But Michael Pittman got paid for a reason. He's been playing solid football since he's been in the NFL. He's a good possession receiver. He's reliable, kind of like a toned down Mike Evans. Josh Downs is a really good slot receiver. And then you throw on A.D. Mitchell, who's kind of like the total package. You have everything you need. Plus,
it was 2 times, Riddell, and I'm gonna let you finish, where they show because I caught it myself. The 80 Mitchell was wide open, and Richardson decided to run instead. Like, boy, but go ahead, Riddell.
No, I mean AR. I expected like a slump, but I didn't expect him to be this bad, to be honest.
I mean, he's been worse than I thought too.
What's honestly, Riddell, the difference between Aiden Mitchell these last couple games, and I'm sorry, AR Anthony Richardson, and what's my boy's name that played for the Cowboys now?
Cooper Rush.
No, the other one,
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
I mean, he's just low key. AR just makes bigger plays than like Trey Lance just couldn't do anything. I'm not.
But Trey Lance had a chance. Now, mind you, Trey Lance had a chance because he was 3 games in for the 49ers and he got hurt. So
also the 49ers team was good too at that point.
Are we really
like it wasn't like they were that 49ers team was better than where the
Marcus Russell showed flashes. Like I ain't gonna lie, AR man, I don't know, and I get it. I'm not gonna. I hate to be the guy because I peaked too fast on Bryce, and now I think Bryce can be our future quarterback. I've said it.
No, we can't do that with the Jamarcus Russell stuff. But I understand the point. But not.
AR look bad though. Riddell, am I overdoing it? Don't he look bad?
He looks bad. The thing is, like AR, you got to make the football simpler for this dude. Which is, you don't want to do that, but like for Air, you're gonna have to until he kind of gets a grasp on defenses and understanding the flow of the game. Because AR just plays with skill, he just plays with his talent, and that's not gonna work in the NFL. Just being honest, to be fair, Bryce Young didn't even have the talent, and he tried to do the same thing. That's why he sucks so bad. But now Bryce Young is getting the feel of the game, understanding positioning, understanding defenses. So AR is going to take a while. He's a project, but he's going to be bad for a while. And if he can't learn this stuff, he's going to be a bust.
That's hard.
Yeah, for sure. I think the difference with Bryce Young is just pocket presence. Like he's actually evading rush.
Much better pocket presence.
Moving through
Much better.
Way better. Yeah, way
better. AR is like a poor man.
AR doesn't have that.
It's hard for. It's a couple times with the Denver boy. They has him dead to rights, and he is a hard guy to take down. But dog, even AR is so bad to me because AR will get out of the pocket and he'll break a tackle, Big Ben style, Josh Allen style, Cam Newton style. But those guys normally when they break that tackle in the backfield and they have something downfield, AR will literally break a tackle in the backfield. He'll roll out of the pocket, have something downfield, and then don't do nothing with it. Like it'd be a bad throw, it'd be a overthrow. It'd be him trying to rush it, and then when they replay the replay, somebody was open. And again, even when he got guys open, he don't make the play. A lot of time with Big Ben, Cam, and Josh Allen, when they break that tackle, throw that guy off, and they get that wide open field, they either gonna run it and get some yards, or they have somebody that's gonna dart up. AR don't even it's been time. It was so many times when he literally broke a sack or two, had was nobody around him, and threw the ball, and then it'd be a bad pass. Like Jesus, you know what? You know who? What are you doing? He just
Yeah,
ain't got it to
yeah.
me, man. I don't know. I ain't gonna play this. I won't jump the gun, but golly, man, he
I
just
think
don't
you
feel
still
like he understand the game.
I think you still give him a year,
Mhm.
and that's just because of his athletic ability. Like, because if he could figure it out, he has the ability to be top 10. I'm not saying he's going to do it, but I feel like you can't give up on that because if you let him go, he goes somewhere else and thrives. That's a big mistake that you let him go. But one more year, if he doesn't make improvements, though, you might have to move off of him. And actually, you definitely have to move off of him. Not might, but yeah. Like, who you taking though, AR or Will Levis?
They both suck to me.
Both
Like
are
I'm not
hard
even
to
doing
me.
the Will Levis so terrible. They both suck to me. They both suck to me.
I'll definitely still take AR though.
Yeah, I know, me too. But they both suck to me.
Because it's the same stuff with Will Levis as I said. Like, you get out to a 7-point lead, and then you just go out and sell the game. Come on, bro. Like they were the Bengals defense is horrible. I mean, you give up 120 yards to Rico Dowdle in the
It's
Cowboys.
it's it's clearly it's clearly in Will Levis' head at this point. Like he don't believe in himself. And there's someone got that boy confidence completely gone because he makes passes where you just say to yourself, man, do you not want to play in the NFL? Like, what are you doing? Like Will Levis make passes like it's a mob that's like got his legs in a chokehold and they're going to hurt him and break his legs if he don't lose games. Like it's the point where it's almost like, are you doing it on purpose? Like, what are you doing?
I thought we established this in the beginning of the
And then the
season.
moment Mason Rudolph come in, he played good, and we all know none of us trusted Mason Rudolph when he played with the Steelers. It's just bad. AR's finished. I'm not AR, but Will Levis. I don't want to see him start for another team next year. He's done. He's Carson Wentz at this point. He's done.
If I'm the Titans and getting another quarterback, you just have to do it. If I'm in a position to draft Shador or Cam, I'll do it.
No,
I don't care.
They won't be
no,
done.
no. If I'm the Titans, I'm paying Sam Darnold that $40 million. Whoever and listen, if Sam hits the market, he gonna be hot fire.
No, that's a trap. Trust me, that's a trap. I swear
What you
it's a
think,
trap.
Riddell? Trap?
Um,
Are you not biting the Sam Darnold cheese?
Not really. My thing is like Sam Darnold is solid, but if you're a quarterback that needs a specific system to work, you need specific talent to work for you to get your confidence enough for you to ball sometimes. Yeah, I'm not moved. I'm not gonna lie.
But sometimes, and I'll give him some bail. Sometimes, if we can be fair, Riddell, sometimes what happens is you get it with a team, and then from that moment on, that's who you become. That does happen. Sometimes you get that right team, a la Kurt Warner, a la what's my guy's name? A la Brett Favre. Like sometimes you go somewhere and you figure it out, and then from that moment on, that's who you become. So it could be a situation where Sam Darnold could be good moving forward in his career because he figured it out with a team that he just needed a little
But
bit of
this stuff
confidence.
is rare, bro. This stuff is rare. Like Kurt Warner is an exceptional case. That's why everybody keeps on rehashing his story in so many different movies. Brett Favre was good from the jump. Baker is
Well, they were done with him in Atlanta. They
but
didn't want
he
him.
was good
Would've-
from the
he
jump.
had
He
an
just, like,
addiction, but
yeah, he
that
fell
was
off
part
a
of
little
it.
bit, but he was good from the jump. Similar to Baker. Baker was good in Cleveland for his rookie year. He just fell off a little bit, but then now he's good again. The only other one that's like, okay, sure, is Geno, but Geno's not taking you over the edge. So it's like, yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not lying.
Look, I agree with Riddell. I think if you're paying a guy $40 million or over, he's got to be able to elevate your team in some way.
Well,
If you look,
Go ahead. I'm about to say since they JJ's still like JJ's like 20, McCarthy's like 20. If you're the Vikings, Verdell and Michael, do you say, you know what? We'll pay Sam this 40 million for 3 years and we'll keep him as our quarterback because he is good in our system. Do you do that?
I don't know. It's
Um,
a tough decision. It depends on what JJ McCarthy is. And that's hard to say because he hasn't played. But I mean, as coaches, it's their
Sam
job to
right now is
evaluate.
3,300, 30 TDs, 10 interceptions, 68 completion percentage, a 108 quarterback rating. That's what like when you say what JJ is, what could JJ be?
yeah, but also like
I don't know. I
the
don't know the answer to that question.
yeah, the JJ is a lot of hope that he can kind of take you over the edge through his talent and kind of elevate a team that's not as good as this one, right? So, like, if you pay Sam, you got to realize that they
Who's
just paid
20,
Jettis.
who's 26 years old.
But a lot of contracts are going to start kicking in because Jettis, I don't believe his contract kicked in because he just signed his contract, right? Aaron Jones just got a contract. Aaron Jones won't be there long term. So then you get one of the best running backs in football is not on your team. Then
Do they
for your
sign Jordan
defense,
Addison or they T. Higgins him?
Jordan, you're gonna have to pay Jordan Addison. TJ Hawkinson's gonna have to get paid. Darisaw, I don't know if he got a new contract. The defense is interesting because Gilmore, I don't think he's there long term. Like this,
But Murphy, you got to pay Murphy.
Murphy's solid, and
He's
you do have
good.
to pay him. And then you have to pay Ivan Pace, who was a rookie
I was gonna
last
say,
year.
Ivan Pace.
He's a really good linebacker.
Do you play
They-
Did Van Q get
They
a bigger
just
bag?
brought in Van Ginkel and Greengard, so they'll be there for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Jonathan Dallas Turner eventually is gonna have to get paid once he starts getting rotational minutes. Harrison Smith, I don't know how long he's playing football, I'm not gonna lie. So it's like they gotta, when you have a team like this,
But
you gotta take advantage of not paying quarterbacks. And
But if you can
Sam
get
Darnold,
Sam for the 40, that's a steal in today's market, Riddell. Why not do that with that? If you just pay Sam 40 and you go ahead, now you got instead of having to pay somebody on the market, big time $60 million money, because you're not going to get a rookie. You already have this McCarthy, why would you get another rookie? If you can pay Sam the 40, you understand what I'm saying, for the next 3 years, why not do that? Why not give him that?
the Giants paid Daniel Jones the 40, and we had to get rid of Saquon, Xavier McKinney, Leonard Williams, and Julian Love, who are all balling right now. So
And this is
it's
the
still a
thing
lot of
too,
money.
right? Yeah, this is also the thing. It's scary because if Jordan Addison has another crazy season, he's gonna ask for a lot. Like he's not gonna ask for like top 10. Actually, I mean he could. But the thing is like you gotta pay Hawkinson. If you pay all those guys and you pay Sam Darnold 40, is the defense gonna be the same? Because Brian Flores is great.
Well, a lot of the defense this year is they got guys who show flashes and they were able to get them for the low. They got Van Keegan for the low. They got the other guy that Riddell just named for the low. You got Gilmore for the low because nobody wanted them. If you can keep getting them vets where you getting them for these 1 year deals for a couple million, like that's what there so many guys on this defense this year are not going to be here next year anyway because they're just older guys who came in for that 1 year and they had a magical year. Stephon Gilmore was in the market for forever and came in and is looking like a great corner. Like he's probably a top 15 corner, if not top 10. Murphy's a young guy who you can probably pay, but a lot of the guys on their team are guys like they got lucky with. Now the next go round, a lot of the guys they're gonna have to pay. You got lucky with Van Keekel. He had a couple flashes with the Dolphins last year. He got hurt, so you were able to get him for the low, and he balled out this year. He's balling out this year. Like those guys, you're getting lucky with. But if you can get a Dalton. Don't connect it's hilarious. If you can get a Sam Darnold for the low and then get a build around them, then that's a good thing. And you also understand this, Riddell, when you said the 40 million. At that time, when they gave him 40 was like Dak 60. Now 40 is like 20.
I don't know.
Like, yeah.
I don't know about that.
But how many years ago did y'all sign Sam Darnold? 3 years ago?
You said what?
How many years ago y'all
Daniel
signed Sam Darnold? I mean, I'm sorry, Daniel Jones.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, like 3 years ago. But also remember,
When he got that 40 though, that was top quarterback money back then. 40 ain't shit.
it was high enough, but also what we didn't have to pay is we didn't have to pay the largest wide receiver contract of all time in Justin Jefferson. Once Jettis money kicks in, that's gonna change that team.
When it comes to what other quarterbacks are getting, you're right, but the cap doesn't change.
So do
So
you
that's the
say
only
so?
thing.
Riddell, what you're saying is let him go and let Jalen McCarthy on every contract figure it out.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. You
Because
got to.
look, to me,
I just
look,
fear with the success they had this year that I'm looking at Kevin O'Connell and saying, dog, they might make if they get into deep in the playoffs. Let's say they go either them versus because I think they beat the Lions, but let's say they go them versus the Eagles in the NFC Championship. They lose the NFC Championship. You saying then Kevin O'Connell says, you know what? I'll get Jaden McCarthy to play next year. Although we just had great success last year, and we'll figure it out next year. Even though I'm coming off of it's almost like coming off a girlfriend who's a 10, and now you like, well, I'll settle for a 5. It's like, dog, you already or that put on women. That's like having a 75-inch big screen, and now you're going to a box TV. Like, I'm not going back. I don't think Kevin Connell was saying, you know what? We were one of the top 3 to 5 teams in the entire NFL last year. We're going to put the rookie in who has no experience and figure it out with him next year after coming off a winning season. I feel like now they will want to like keep this momentum because you never know when you get a window like this where you can be a top 5 team. So that's my biggest problem. It's like they will basically be reset next year.
The only
Yeah.
way you pay Sam Darnold is
Okay.
if you truly believe that this team can win a Super Bowl. It's the same logic as the Eagles paying Jalen Hurts and the Lions paying Jared Goff. Because both those organizations 100% truly believe that they can win a Super Bowl. If
So
the
let's say
Yeah, I
they
agree
make
with
the
Vikings
that.
Super
think they can
Bowl.
win a Super Bowl, then you pay Sam Darnold. If
Let's say
you
they make it to the
don't,
Super Bowl.
So are we
Riddell.
saying that the Vikings defense is capable of taking them that far right now?
But let's say
Yes.
this. Let's set this up. Let's say they make a Super Bowl a la this year, a la Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts. What, Riddell?
if the
But they
Vi-
lose. Let's say they make the Super Bowl the way Jalen Hurts did a couple years ago and the way Brock Purdy did last year, but they lose like both them guys did. Then what do you say?
the Vikings
Depends on how he plays.
exactly because Jalen Hurts had an
Yeah.
MVP season, and in the Super Bowl he had a massive
Crazy. Yeah, he went crazy.
Jared Goff had a really good season last season, and he was
He
playing
played
very
great
well
against
in
the
playoffs.
Rams.
Yeah, he played very well against the Rams. He was winning against the 49ers. It's just Dan Campbell was trolling at the end. But they were right there to make the Super Bowl. So like he has to be put in a situation where it's like the team is not carrying him. And I don't know. I don't believe it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he can beat the Lions, and I don't think he can beat the Eagles because I think that's gonna put a lot of pressure on Sam Darnold. Because if teams have the ability to scheme against you, they're gonna double team Jettis, of course, and they're gonna put a lot of pressure on Sam Darnold. I don't know. I'm not a believer. We'll see.
I think also we just have to take into account how talented this team is on offense. Like with Kirk Cousins, who is still a good quarterback. He's not average. He's still good, but he looked like the best quarterback in the league last year with this team. So you have to take into account that. You also have to take into account that defenses are going to adjust. They're going to figure stuff out at some point, and Sam Darnold's going to have to take you over the top with his ability. And you have to answer that question. I think the playoffs is big. How is he going to do against top tier defenses in the playoffs? Because I'm not going to lie, he's been good, but it's just, are the games that he's playing well because of him, or is it because of talent around him? And is it because of bad defense play? Because the Falcons, he put up 5 touchdowns, but blown coverage is all over the place. So you just have to take that stuff into account. And if you think that McCarthy could give you even similar production, you have to go with McCarthy. But that's a question that's tough to answer because we don't know the day-to-day stuff with that.
Neil sent a super chat. We had a bunch of cap next year. Are we in a good spot? I'm guessing you're a Vikings team, a Vikings fan. We have a bunch of cap next year.
Neil, what team you like, Neil? In the chat, what team do you like?
He has Jettis on his profile picture.
He's
and then
definitely like
so he's definitely a Vikings fan. Yeah, but I mean the thing is, like, if you sign Sam Darnold to a 1 year, like maybe like what do you call it? What is it called?
Franchise tag him.
Franchise tag.
tag.
Then I might be like, okay, but a 3
So
year
Kirk Cousins in the same way
I don't
that the Commanders did.
Honestly,
Yeah.
there's a really good chance that they franchise tag him.
But
No
even
lie,
then,
because
even then, when you run at that, he had to get like 60 for 1 year.
Is it 60 now? I don't.
Yeah, but that'll only be for that year because it really depends on when Jettis' contract is up. I would also have to look at an Aaron Jones contract to see like what his
They
contract.
don't need him though. They can go get a run back and draft. I'll be real with you. Aaron Jones is one of them guys that like he was funny this year too. A lot of fumbles here and there. Aaron Jones not a guy I'm really tripping off
40.
on.
I'm looking it up. I'm pretty sure it's 40 still.
Oh, it's 40. Okay.
Because if you do that, then if you 40 for 1 year is fine. It's just wrapping it. Because to me, at the end of the day, I need to see the season after your breakout season, because a lot of stuff changes after 1 year. Defensive
So he was
lines are
30 and
good.
he's 30 and 10 this year. He's probably on pace to go like he will probably be on pace to go like 2 or 3 more games. Probably close to 40, 37, and probably 13, something like that. Brock Purdy
But
like year from last year.
Brock did that, and Brock Purdy
Was
now,
30 MVP votes.
I'm not paying him $50 million. I'm not paying him
So
$60
what if
million.
okay? So what if he comes back? They first attack him. He comes back. He get another 35 and 10. At this point, he's Kirk. At this point, he's basically Kirk.
If he does it again, it's different.
It really depends on how the team looks like and the quality of the team as they move forward. Because if the team is this good and you're not really worried about contracts, then that's the biggest thing. Because you got to really play the mind games. That's why quarterbacks, once they find their like generational quarterback, they pay them whatever, because it's like, we just need a solid team and you're going to take us over the top. So we'll have to see what comes to the Vikings.
Cam Scapo to the Vikings.
Respectful to compare Kirk Cousins to Sam Darnold right now at the way he's playing, but that's just me.
We can't because of how bad Kirk Cousins is playing.
Kirk Cousins has not amounted to the quarterback. I mean, well, the last time that Kirk Cousins played as good as Sam Darnold is right now, he was with the Redskins. Well, I'm sorry, Commanders.
No.
Viking. He was better on the Vikings. He
was on pace to be an MVP last year before he got hurt. And what I'm saying is this though, Mo. What I'm saying is that with Kirk Cousins, I'm saying, so first of all, Kirk Cousins was a great quarterback. Great, he was a damn good quarterback with the Vikings for the years he played the Vikings. Broke out that he is the cause of that Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs duo. He got TJ Hawkinson. No. He's the reason he is. He's the reason.
That was before.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Was it?
They broke out when he got there.
No, I think Thielen was already good, and Diggs was on. I don't even think
Stephon on a team. Actually,
because I think Diggs did the miracle at the New Orleans Miracle thing.
Well, wasn't Keenum the QB?
Yeah, I think he did that with Case Keenum.
The Vikings went to the playoffs last year.
The Vikings, Kirk got injured last year. The Vikings went to the playoffs the year before.
Okay, so they went to the playoffs the year before.
I'm gonna check real quick because I know. Okay, so 2017. So his breakout year was 2017. That was Adam Thielen's breakout year, 2017. He only had 2 good years. So his breakout year 2017.
He's always injured. That's the problem with Adam.
2017. Let me see.
Oh no, they were both on the team. You're right. They're both. But wait, what? Stephon Diggs had 10 for 62 that season. What? Oh no, wait, that's rushing. That's what it is.
Okay.
No. Yeah. He had 1,000. You're right.
So Kirk Cousins got there in 2018, and from that moment on, literally he is the reason why. Because TJ played. He was a good receiver, a tight end for the Lions, and he goes to the Vikings. And Kirk Cousins had a humming over there, including he had my guy running back, Cook's brother, the other Cook, Dalvin. So why I say that is because what Kirk did for the Vikings, I think Sam Darnold I think he could be that version of Kirk, just a younger version. Like I think he could be what Kirk was for the Vikings, and what Kirk was for the Vikings was he was a damn good quarterback. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't know. Here's the thing with guys like Patrick Mahomes in the league. Like the sad part about it is that Sam Darnold can be good, but when you say, "Well, can you win a Super Bowl with him?" I can't name 6 quarterbacks who I believe can win the Super Bowl over your boy anyway. Oh, Hampton. I've been
Yeah.
Neil. I've been telling you about Mario Hampton. The best running back come out of the draft. Don't let them yards for Jinty fool you. Mario Hampton is the best pro prospect at running back come out of the draft. But yeah, or Giddens. You got Giddens, and you got my boy Ollie Gordon. But I look at what Kirk Cousins was, and I think Kirk Cousins is not good enough to get you to the Super Bowl. So when we start doing the Super Bowl thing, like we got to be for real with ourselves. There's only 4 guys who can get you to the Super Bowl: Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. The Eagles team is just really good, but I don't trust Jalen Hurts to get you there by himself. But I think Patrick Mahomes, I think Joe Burrow, I think Josh Allen has stepped up to that, and then I think Matthew Stafford. Them the
I
4.
put Justin Herbert. I put Justin Herbert there too.
Hell no.
No.
Yeah, it's more wait and see with Herbert.
I'm at least putting him over Darnold. I'm at least trusting him over Darnold.
Yeah. The thing is, like, it's not just like being actually able to get to the Super Bowl because it's almost impossible for the AFC with Mahomes being there. But it's more so like, do you need the best team in football, the most stacked roster in football in order to get to the Super Bowl, or can your quarterback overcome some of those deficiencies?
And that's what I mean. There's only 2 guys who can do that. I think in those 3 guys who can do that. I think John, although he hasn't made it, I think Josh Allen can do that. I think Joe Burrow can do that, and I think Patrick Mahomes can do that. Anybody else, they need a complete situation. I think them the only 3 that I think can get you there when they don't have everything. I like Matthew, and I do put Matthew in there, but I do believe that Rams team was phenomenal. Now, if you put Matthew Stafford on, no, because if you put Matthew Stafford in Pittsburgh and you give him a good defense, even if the offense isn't that good, he plays phenomenal too. I think Matthew Stafford, but then again, we gotta look at Sean McVay's play calling and he's a wizard. So I don't know, man.
But the
kinda
thing
hard.
about that Rams team is like there's a lot of superstars. Don't get me wrong. Some of the thing about those Rams teams though is they had no run game. Cam Akers was trash the entire season. He was terrible in the playoffs. He had a fumbling problem. Don't forget, the only reason why the Bucs almost came back in that playoff game is because Cam Akers kept on fumbling the ball.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. And they had to rely on Cooper Kupp and OBJ. And OBJ, obviously, I love OBJ, but he obviously wasn't prime OBJ. And in the Super Bowl,
But he was phenomenal in the playoff.
he was good. He was good.
And if he don't get hurt in the Super Bowl, he gets MVP.
Probably, but he did. So it was literally Cooper Kupp and Stafford versus the rest of the Bengals because they had no other weapons. Everybody else sucked. So they had limited.
And that's my biggest thing, Riddell. And I'm sorry to cut you off. That's my biggest thing when I name those 4 quarterbacks because those are only 4 guys. Here's my thing. This is what I say about get your Super Bowl. I think what Patrick Mahomes has shown the last couple of years is that when it comes down to like, okay, cool. There's a time in the playoffs, and it keeps happening. It's happened the last 3 or 4 years where defense ain't on shit. Running game ain't on shit. It's literally mano a mano. It's okay, bam, damn, defense fucked up. Let me put my helmet on. My turn to go get some points on the board. Bam, damn, defense fucked up again. All right, it's been that. Josh Allen and him, Joe Burrow on him, Matthew Stafford, you know what I'm saying? Like, Matthew is one of the few guys where I say that if it's a duel, Matthew putting his helmet on every drive and saying, time to get in the end zone. That's what I mean about Matthew Stafford. That's what I mean about Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. I don't trust when it comes down to put your helmet on, go give me a touchdown. I don't trust Lamar Jackson. Although he did do it in the Super Bowl, I don't trust Jalen Hurts. I don't trust Jordan Love. I don't trust Justin Herbert. Like, I don't trust that. Like, them the only 4 guys when I say when it's time to get it and it's time to say, you know what, dog? Hey, coach saying, hey, yo, defense ain't on nothing today. Hey, man, we got to outscore these dudes. Matthew Stafford has that. Okay, let me put my helmet on. We will get this end zone. That's what I like about Matthew Stafford. Or we're going to get this. We're going to run this clock out. You just watched it versus 49ers. He got it done when it needed to be done. And I trust Matthew Stafford. And I do believe that you put Matthew Stafford on any of these top teams right now, Riddell, Matthew Stafford is the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. Super Bowl contenders, yes or no?
Oh, for sure.
Matthew Stafford on the Eagles. What are you talking about? Undefeated?
Favorite, for sure.
That's what I mean. Matthew, one of them guys.
I think Stafford in Dallas would be. I mean, he'd be better than Dallas.
Matthew,
Facts.
Josh, Patrick, and Joe are the 4 guys where I say you put them on some of these teams that are dominant. We question the Lions because the defense, and then can Goff get it done? We question the Eagles because can Jalen Hurts get it done? We question the Steelers because can Russ get it done? Like, but with them 4 guys, you put them on them teams that Minnesota Vikings can send on get it done. There's about 4 or 5 teams that if you put one of them 4 guys on them teams, it's nothing to talk about. It's
Also, Stafford has shown he can elevate players. Like
elevate.
Cooper Kupp was the best receiver in the league when he got the Triple Crown. But
Elevate.
I mean, he was up there. But at the end of
Matthew
the day,
gonna make that throw though, Mike. He's going to make that throw,
yeah, he's a dog.
and you trust him.
And
Matthew, them the 4 guys. If them the 4 guys, Patrick Mahomes especially that, and Josh Allen is just showing it for me now. I don't care what nobody's saying. Them the 4 guys that if it's 2 minutes left, down by 4, got to get a touchdown. Down by 2, got to get a field goal to win the game. Them the 4 guys. When they step in the game, I'm like, I got a chance. I don't.
People
Everybody else
forget.
in the league, you never know. Them the 4,
Stafford
I got a chance.
Stafford against Detroit was cooking. He was going crazy, but they just couldn't stop the Lions. That's what came.
Yeah, all the guys that we named don't have something too. The Bills defense ain't where it need to be. The Rams defense ain't where it need to be, and they're hurt a lot. The Chiefs defense ain't where it need to be. And they got no receivers. The Bengals defense ain't where it need to be. Those guys just unfortunate enough to not be a part of a dominant team at this moment. Now, Patrick Mahomes has had it, but they're just not fortunate enough. But they show you when they got everything other than Josh Allen, but I still think he's just too elite to count him out. But them 4 guys for me, they show you when they got everything, it's dog walk. Dog walk. When the Rams, we saw what the Rams was like the year before with Jared Goff. When they got him at the staff, we all said, "Are they going to Super Bowl?" And what happened? Went to Super Bowl.
But with that said, Josh Allen has everything this year. I'm not gonna lie. So
He don't though. He don't. This defense has been piss poor.
This defense has been good all year. Now the last 2 weeks,
And Oliver out. And Oliver was dominant his first couple games before he got hurt.
That's gonna hurt. I mean, that's gonna hurt. I agree. But
Yeah, they was getting it done.
Overall, has been a good defense all year.
And imagine they would be like.
They don't have a piss poor defense. They don't have a Bengals level defense. They still have a top 15 to top 10 defense in the NFL. And the thing is,
Rap is out. Imagine, okay, Riddell. Imagine if they got Matt Milano. If they had a Matt Milano.
Didn't Matt Milano come back?
No,
he played today. No, he played today. He played.
Yeah, he came back.
That's why
I don't know how long
Ed
Oliver's gonna be out.
But I mean the whole season.
I mean, he just needs to be there for the playoffs because that's all that matters. For the Bills, all that matters.
One thing I'll say,
if the Bills are healthy all the way through, then it's gonna be a problem.
The Bills, but balance matters. The Bills are balanced.
Yeah. Matt Milano has played 3 games. He's played 3 games.
I agree. Go ahead, Mike.
I just think balance matters. They're a balanced team, and I mean the reason why their offense works honestly is because Khalil Shakir's taking a step up. That's why it works. So
Riddell,
balanced, and that matters.
No, you're right. Riddell, please, I'm gonna let you be the designated light work on Shift God. Please explain
I didn't say that. No, Shift God. That's why.
No, Mike. I want Riddell to do it. Mike, explain the situation with Calvin Johnson, please.
Well, I'm not exactly sure what situation you're referring to. I don't think Early is saying that he elevated Calvin Johnson and made Calvin Johnson who he is. But I do think Early is talking about it like similar to like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, in the sense that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, because both of them are such great players, that Joe Burrow is able to bring the best out of Jamar. And I think you can make the same argument for Stafford because of how good Stafford did, that he was able to bring the best out of Calvin Johnson. So I think that's fine to say. I mean, you could say the same thing about Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, and like I said, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Stephon Diggs. So,
those guys are the kings. Thank you, Riddell. Those guys are the kings of, if you are legit, you don't have to worry about them getting you the ball. Like them guys, the guys that we like, let's do this. We all would name a guy that we think that right now, I promise, I'm going to do mine first. Now, he got hurt, but I do think healthy. If DK Metcalf goes to any 4 of them quarterbacks, he's 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns easily. Give me your guy, Mike. Who's your guy who you think needs more love?
Oh, just for receivers or just in general?
Yeah, receiver.
Who needs more love? I don't know. Wait, give me a second. I'm gonna have to take a second.
Talk to me, Mo.
Oh man, it's quite a bit of guys. You talking about just everybody in the league, right?
Yeah. Who's the guy right now who is doing good, but he could be doing great, but he you know it.
I think it's Ja'Marr Chase, bro.
No, you can't be Ja'Marr Chase. Ja'Marr Chase is
No,
elite.
it can't be Jamar. Can't be Jamar.
We talking about a guy who you for instance, the what's your man name? The Garrett Wilsons, the George Pickens, the like those guys that were like they're you like, oh, they pretty good. But if they went somewhere else, they would be elite.
Oh, well, definitely 100,000% George Pickens. I mean, George Pickens is in a situation right now where their offense is not well equipped. When you can't, you're not when you play the Steelers. I just got to worry about making sure that that guy in the backfield is not having a good game, and making sure George Pickens is not going off. I just got to keep my eyes on George Pickens. He's the main problem, the main priority all game, and that's the reason why the Steelers lose games right now, and that's the main reason why the Steelers aren't the best team in the AFC.
And that's what I mean. I mean, like those are guys who the guys who we look at and we say, damn man, they're really good, but if they have prime example, we watched Riddell say Drake London. When he finally got a quarterback who was serviceable, Drake London became one of the best receivers in the league this year. Like that's what I mean. Like them four guys, if your favorite receiver who don't get enough love goes there, he's elite. He immediately is elite. And Devontae Adams had bad seasons. Yes, but if he goes somewhere steady to one of them four places, he's elite. Like that's what I mean. Like he's back to being a top 7 corner receiver. That's what I mean with them guys. Like them guys feed you. Yes, he didn't elevate Calvin Johnson, but Stafford, he made sure Calvin Johnson got what he deserved.
Give him Stafford credit for literally like Calvin Johnson having the receiving record.
Yeah.
Like,
And
he
even
still had
after
to throw
Calvin
him the
left,
ball.
I remember when he had Marvin Jones Jr. and them. He was cooking with them.
Yeah.
I mean, Marvin was Joe Jones? Was it Marvin Jones? The one that played for the Bengals and he went to the Lions? Yeah. He had Marvin Jones look great over there. Like those guys make sure they gotta get the ball. He took Stephon Diggs was a great number 2. He made Stephon just a top 5 receiver in the league. Josh Allen did. Like them guys make sure they guys eat. Yes, thank you, Marley. And Marvin Harrison Jr. plays for every one of them 4.
I was gonna say
they
that.
top 5, top 7 in the league. He's top 5 to 7 in the league. Am I tripping? You think Matthew Stafford got Puka looking good? Boy, give Matthew Stafford Marvin Harrison Jr.
Nah, give him Malik Neighbors. The fucking go, bro.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean, Riddell. You give these 4 guys one of them, dog. It's a fucking dynamic dude. There are plenty as good as Ja'Marr Chase is, dog. Joe Burrow makes sure he gets the ball where he needs it and how he needs it at all points of time. If you put Malik Neighbors and Ja'Marr Chase spot and hit me out closely, I'm not saying nothing crazy. This is really facts. If Malik Neighbors plays for the Bengals, he puts the Ja'Marr Chase like numbers. Get what nobody says, and I'm saying that. I don't care how you feel about it.
Say all 3 of those. You could say BTJ for that too.
But them the young
But no,
guys.
I agree.
If you get Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, or Patrick Mahomes, Devontae Smith. Imagine if they said, you know what? If the Eagles said, you know what, we can't afford to have Saquon, Gofford, and AJ Brown. We got to give it Devontae Smith and let what does Devontae Smith look like if he's the number 1 for the Chiefs, Riddell?
Who'd you say?
What does Devontae Smith look like if he's the number 1 for the Chiefs?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Devontae Smith kind of moves me. I've been watching him, and he's a complete receiver. He's what Xavier Worthy wants to be. I'm not gonna lie. Devontae Smith would cook for the Chiefs. He would absolutely.
I also think Jaden Reed.
Yeah, I like me some Jaden Reed.
It's not that Jordan Love's still talented, but he's not at the point where he's gonna hit you every time.
No, and I think what it is too is that he's still trying to figure out who's who, because you got Kraft, you have Dobbs, you have Wicks, It's a lot you got to deal right now. And again, he's still, people forget, this is second year Plant being a starter. He's still learning.
Really? Thank you.
He's still learning. But if you get one of them guys, the guys we just named, it's a problem. It's a problem.
It's an issue.
Them
He's
say,
good.
because
He's
we'll,
good.
hey, that's what they got bothers me. We'll sit there and we'll say, "Oh, that nigga Hopkins washed," but then he goes to the Chiefs and like his career gets revived. No, bro. Sometimes they just got to play. They play with bad quarterbacks. I ain't gonna lie. Calvin really has been playing his ass off. Will Levis just sucks. He just sucks. Point blank period. He just sucks. He just sucks. There are so many guys in this league that we literally poo-poo because they don't look as good. I ain't gonna lie. I was one of them. I poo-pooed the mess out of Drake London. I am now calling Drake London baby Mike Evans. Like, he's a hell of a receiver. But again, you just don't see it because when he plays for somebody bad and he don't put the numbers up, we do that to everybody, dog. When they don't put the numbers up, we poo-poo him. Man, if Jalen Waddle goes to the Chiefs, he's a 1,300 yard receiver easily. Easily. There are guys who literally are just getting by, and they went to one of them four guys, they changed the career. That's how good them four guys are. They change careers. Like, Zay Flowers having a good season for Lamar Jackson. He's having a damn good season. He goes to any one of them four guys, he's a 1,500 yard receiver. That's what I mean. They gonna make sure you get that rock, man. They gonna make sure you are who you supposed to be. As good as Calvin Johnson was, Calvin Johnson is not 1,800 yard Calvin Johnson if he don't play for Matthew Stafford. Because Matthew Stafford makes sure he get it. We had this thing, we all use Calvin Johnson merchant. No, because Calvin Johnson went to so many other teams and not been as productive. It happens all the time. It happens all the time.
Yeah. And also, yeah.
But,
yeah. Also, Matt Stafford.
Ship God, are you saying that to be funny, Ship God? Are you being sarcastic, or are you saying that's really the truth?
He's being honest there.
Yeah, he's not. Thank you, Ship God. He's not.
I think also Matt Stafford has improved.
Don't go that far though, really.
He's just a better quarterback. Like, he could still make plays with the Lions. That also has to do with the fact that he actually had a team, so he's not worried about having to make the big plays every single game to win. But he's improved as a player, and
good, damn good player. But he always had it. I knew Matthew Stafford always had it because Matt Stafford always had that clutch gene in him. He just played for a team that was abysmal, but the moment he was somewhere where it's supposed to matter, it matters.
On the pre-Dan Campbell Lions, which is dumpster fire times 1,000.
Yeah, Zay could go somewhere else and be fucking. I'm sorry for cussing, but he could be damn near Isaac Bruce. Zay Flowers is a great route runner, great yak. His ability to find zones is great. He's great at the offhand balls and stuff like that, like getting the ball in his hands in the short game as far as screens, stuff like that. Lamar is one of them guys that you never know with Lamar. If it's cooking, it's cooking. If it's not, it's not. Lamar had 3 touchdowns to Likely one week, and the next week Likely might not get his pass. Like, he's one of them guys you just never know. It's almost like the running backs when they played for the Patriots. You never knew with them. One guy might have 150 yards one game. Next game he might get 7 touches. Like, you just never know with Lamar. Lamar is not good enough to where I can bank. I can bank on Jamar Chase getting the ball. I can bank on CeeDee Lamb getting the ball. I can bank on Justin Jefferson getting the ball. I can bank. It's certain guys you can bank on because their quarterbacks are going to make sure they get it. There are other guys where you never know. Look at Scary Terry. Prime example. He was starting to go down on the totem pole. Scary Terry is elite. He's easily a top 10 receiver this year.
He sold a little bit today, but he still had 2 touchdowns. He still gets open, and I look at him honestly as like a poor man's Jamar, because he has that ability to get over the top consistently, and he has the burst. It's just not Jamar because it's Jamar.
Jamar is just more physical to him, but like you say, I get what you're saying. I think this is my thing. I think Zay Flowers can be Scary Terry easily. JSN, another guy. JSN looks. You think JSN doing good with Gino? If JSN play for one of them boys, he likes that.
JSN is out of this world, dude. He's insane.
Yeah, so that's what I mean, man. Those are the guys, and I think that this is a race between them type of guys. It's one of the reasons why, they still giving the Bengals hope. Just solely off of Joe Burrow back. And Joe Burrow, sadly enough, will be a quarterback who probably won't get a Super Bowl until he's in his John Elway years. 35, 36, and finally, y'all finally got an O-line he been needed. Y'all finally got him they look, we 3 years in. He finally got the running game he been needed. You know what I'm saying? And when I say running game he been needed, I mean like what they're doing with Chase and how they're working with him. O-line still needs help. They need better
O-line still needs
corners.
help.
Safety's not as good as it used to be.
Their defense is historically bad. I'm sorry.
When you gave him a
Historically.
team who can make the Super Bowl, you don't capitalize on that. The team breaks up. Like that's what I mean, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like those are guys that they'll get it when they 34, and it's like, damn, man. Joe Burrow got 2 Super Bowls, but imagine if Joe Burrow had this for 5, 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to the Chiefs because one thing the Chiefs do is that when something don't work, they make sure it's get done. You ain't gotta worry about Chiefs next year. I guarantee they have a number one receiver next year. I bet you they have a number one receiver next year. I bet you they won't go to the season with, oh, we're gonna trust Worthy and we're gonna trust Rice. I bet you they get number one receiver next year. Devontae Adams will play for that team next year. Or Diggs. They're going to get number one next year. Somebody who they can depend on, who's legit. Maybe not Diggs because he's hurt right now, but I bet you the Chiefs won't go another year without having a legit number one. They might get a number one in the draft, or they might trade for number one. But Higgins, Devontae Smith, all them type of guys who them number twos that you can't pay both the bags to, somebody gonna play with Chiefs next year, and that's why I can respect Chiefs on that. When they got a problem, they fix it.
Well, also the Chiefs just improve in ways you don't expect. Like no one expect the linebackers to be this good. 54, I don't know his name. I forgot his name. 54 is becoming one of the most underrated defensive players in the league right now. That dude's a stud.
Both
Absolute
look
stud.
good too.
Yeah. So like that's
Chief
just
guy, I
what
do
they
despise them, but I respect the fact that the Chiefs literally they go fix they don't the Chiefs don't they go get fixed supposed to be fixed. The Chiefs are like a good mechanic. If I know my tires are bad, I'm getting new tires. If I know my transmission is bad, I'm getting the transmission. They don't play around with stuff like, well, I know my tires bad, but I'm gonna go get my transmission fixed and we'll figure out with the tires. When they have a problem or something, they fix it. Next year, the Chiefs will have a better tackle. They will have a better tackle situation. They're not gonna let they respect Patrick Mahomes enough to try to do their best to get what they got to get. And I think this is one of the years where if they don't make a Super Bowl, they're gonna make sure he gets exactly what he needs next year. And like I said, that's what they do for him. Last year, their defense dominated last year, and he had to figure it out offensively. But they did their absolute best. And Rasheed Rice was a dog, and he going to come to the season, he was a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and also they're paying Mahomes $50 million, and Travis Kelce is a big contract. It's hard to fill spots when that happens. They need to
oh,
address
Travis
the
Kelce's retired next
That's
year.
really the only thing.
Travis Kelce's
Yeah, I
retired
know.
next year.
I'm just saying, like, those 2 contracts are huge. But the one thing about the Bengals, look,
But
they need to
Higgins not Marley.
fire Zach Taylor, because there's no excuse. Joe Burrow's playing the best football of your career, and you can't win games. Get a defensive-minded coach. You have Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. You don't need an offensive guru. Those guys are going to be
And
good
when
no
they
matter
leave,
what.
and when T Higgins leave next year, number 80, it's hard to say his name. He gonna fall right into place. He already shown you this year. Number 80 gonna fall right into place next year.
Mm-hmm.
Right into
Oh
place.
yeah, whatever his name is. Yeah.
And Chase Brown is a great dual back. A great dual back. He can catch in the backfield. He's laser fast. He's finding his game. We're running in the gaps and finding the holes. He gonna be just fine. Chase Brown can be their running back for the future. They don't need to get another running back. They just need an O line. They need a goddamn. I'm sorry about saying, but they need an O line. They need a better safeties and maybe some linebackers. That D line is actually pretty good. It's just that what happens is them corners get pushed on the back end. Because Trey Henderson is easy a top five.
I don't know why they don't want to pay him. They better not. I mean, I could get it maybe last year, 2 years before, but now, come on, you got to pay him. I'm sorry, like it has to be done. He's not some type of guy that's overrated. Like he's like seriously legit. Like so, he's on the same level as Aiden Hutchinson. To me, he's on the same level as like Aiden Hutchinson and what's his name? And like Micah. Like he's right there. So
yeah. I do believe that Higgins, hopefully he don't waste his time and do like what a lot of guys do. I'm gonna go to Tennessee or one of them bad teams. Hopefully Higgins goes to a Chiefs. Hopefully Higgins goes. I think the Chiefs do get Higgins next year. It's gonna be a whole problem. I think they get Higgins next year. They make a Worthy a gadget and let Rice be their number 2. If he doesn't get suspended for the season, but I think they get Higgins next year and he turns Higgins into a top 15 receiver lock. I'm gonna say top 15. I won't be too crazy. Probably 12. But he'll make Higgins a top receiver in the league, one of the best receivers in the league. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe that, you know, the guys that need jobs, guys like, I would get a Devontae Adams for the low. I might even look at an Odell, going to the playoffs. But I just think that again, the Chiefs, the Rams, because they normally go get what need to be got. And then I'll say the Chiefs, the Rams, and then the Eagles. The Eagles, they're probably the best at it, dog. The Eagles, they want to win bad, man. When they need something, they go get it. They needed corners. They got 2 good corners. They needed D lineman because my boy Fletcher Cox was leaving and retired. They went and got Carter. They needed linebackers. They pick up Brown. They still got Jeremiah Trotter over there. Like
Kobe
when they
Dean.
need something, they get it done, dog. They get it done.
That's the thing. That's actually one thing. Yeah, the job that they did in rebuilding the defense is crazy because last year they could not cover. Besides Darius Slay, they could not cover. They could not stop the run because the linebackers were horrible. Like they completely fixed it. This defense is dominant. This is top 3 defense. I mean,
Marty
sure.
Higgins don't need it. Higgins don't go to DC because he's not about to be a number 2 again. Higgins is going somewhere to be a number 1, and he don't go to Duval because they don't need him. Christian Kirk was hurt this year. They had their number 1 receiver over there. Higgins is not going nowhere to be a number 2 again. Trust me, Higgins ain't going nowhere to be a number 2 again. Wherever he go, he gonna be the surefire number 1 receiver. Trust me on that. He's not gonna be a number 2 again.
He's shown that.
I think, but the one thing the Chiefs have to do is address the tackle position because the hits are going to add. If Mahomes gets another 3 years where he gets hit, I mean, the injuries are eventually going to come. That's the one thing. But I hate to see that type of career get injury riddled, and they've done a good job of it. I mean, he hasn't really gotten bashed until this season. And I mean, last season was kind of bad too, but yeah.
We can get out of here, fellas, in a little bit. Let's just run through these 2. We'll start off with. Give me 1 second. NFL schedule. I know we got. So Riddell, we have the Vikings versus the Bears predictions.
Vikings win.
I don't know what the spread is right now, but it's probably something. Probably like 7. It's 7 for the Vikings.
The Bears can make it tough. They played them well last time. They've been playing very well in these divisional games. It's just the Bears are sometimes weird.
Wait, the Bears? Wait. Okay. Starting the season, they were all damn near playoff contenders. Okay. The Bears are 4-9. I thought they was like 6. Like I thought they was like close. Like damn, they fell off that bad.
They've been losing. The Bears haven't been bad. They've just been losing a lot of close games, and that has been a very mostly like a coaching thing and a Caleb thing, but mostly a coaching thing. Time management, play calling. It's just been inconsistent and bad. The Bears are a good team. They just need better structure.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, the defense is still good, but when you give up when you get 10 yards of offense like they did in San Fran against San Fran, there's no way that the defense is going to hold up.
All right, well, okay, so you got, do they cover the spread? It's -7. You think they win by 7 or more?
I don't think so, just because I feel like this team. I just think.
Well, I'm talking about Riddell first. Riddell, what's your prediction for the score?
Man, I don't know, like 24-17, something close. Bears could win.
Oh,
but
okay. Mike, Bears, Vikings, and what's your prediction on the score?
Honestly, this might be a reach, but I'm gonna go BTA because it's not about the talent, but I just think at this point the Bears are just, they've lost the season, and I mean, they don't have, sometimes getting an interim coach can spark you, and it clearly hasn't for them. And I just don't see a world where Caleb is going to get off on this offense. Like the plays are just so trash. And
Still
when
have
you don't, as a
no
rookie
idea why they got
quarterback,
Roman this year.
when
I have no
you
idea why they got Roman this year. Still don't understand why they
yeah,
got.
as a rookie quarterback, like I mean, we're seeing it with CJ Stroud. When you don't have camaraderie on offense, your offensive line isn't playing well. It's hard to make the right reads because you can't put your eyes downfield as much as you want to because you don't have trust. So to me, yeah, I feel like it's going to be BTA. I'm not going to lie. I just feel like the Bears are kind of done this season. They've kind of just booked a ticket. And
Mo Bears
going next season.
Mo Bears and Vikings. -7. What's your score predictions?
I'm definitely in agreement with what Mike said. I think it's definitely going to be the Vikings up on this one. Bears are done.
Okay. We'll start with you, Mo. There's 2 Monday night games. Second one is Raiders and Falcons, -5.5 spread. Falcons way. What's your predictions, Mo?
I think the Falcons going to pull that off. Raiders are nobody to be worried about. I mean, anyone.
They tanking.
Yeah, they're just done. They're just one of those teams where it's a stepping stone. They're a stepping stone team, and I think that the Falcons is actually going to be able to redeem themselves off this because kind of solidify that second spot in the division.
Michael?
Yeah, give me the Falcons. I feel like Kirk's going to probably have a solid game because at some point, I mean, he's hearing the rumblings of Michael Penix starting, and he's still solid. Like he still can give you good moments, and I just don't see without Max Crosby, I don't see this defense being able to put up a shot. I just don't. And the offense is just terrible. So,
Talk to me, Riddell.
Falcons better win this game because this division is not over. Yeah, the Bucks playing some good football. Not gonna lie,
it's not over.
But if they lose one game and the Falcons win out,
because they got the tiebreaker.
Yeah. So it's not over yet.
Counts.
It's not over yet.
I'm going. So you got Falcons winning by what score?
Falcons win. I need a dominant win too. I'm not gonna lie. Falcons win 24-7.
What you need?
I need a dominant win, to be honest.
Okay, cool. I'm going with the Vikings to win 28-13, and then I'm going Falcons to win. I think Falcons. This is gonna be a BTA. I think Raiders trying to solidify that Shador pick. So I'm gonna go with Falcons 35-17. 17. I think it's gonna be a blowout.
Plus points.
I think this is one of them games with Kirk Cousins. He stat packs. So
John could go crazy.
Also, apparently, Neighbors was passing the ball with Shador, man. Passing the ball with Shador. Hey, all I'm saying is,
if I'm the Raiders, I'm tanking. I'm tanking.
Hey, the Johns are taking too. That's why everybody's injured except Neighbors. Neighbors is still here balling out, and people forgot who he. I think people need to start respecting what Neighbors is doing this year. I think people are losing sight that Neighbors is cooking with Tim Boyle, Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and Tommy DeVito. What rookie receiver goes through 4 quarterbacks in one season and is still playing good football? Like,
well, I will say this much, man.
1,000 yards receiving this year, though.
Yeah, Neighbors is legit. I won't hate on Neighbors at all. He's probably him and Brian Thomas have been, that LSU situation. I believe in Brian Thomas. That was my guy come out the draft. So I'm so happy he's doing good. But Malik Neighbors has been absolutely phenomenal. And if he gets Shador next year, it'll be an absolute problem. You see what he did with Travis. Imagine what he do a receiver who played receiver his whole career. So I believe in him, and I believe that he'll have a great season. So Malik Neighbors right now is 80 catches for 819 yards and 3 touchdowns. He shot way more touchdowns than that. But yeah, I believe that too. But we'll see. We'll see you guys Wednesday. None of these games are really Monday night worthy, so you might. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna watch this game tomorrow live. Watch it because both these games are bad matchups.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy Riddell for coming in, man, aka Chubby Malcolm X, the Messiah. Shout out to my guy Michael Baldino, aka Crash Out Mike, and shout out to my guy Mo. What did you just say? Yeah,
aka Dalton Connect. AK Dalton Connect, man. I'll take it. I'll take Dalton Connect. I'll take Dalton Connect all day.
They did beat the Grizzlies tonight. But as always, guys, if you want your basketball, I'm sleepy. If you want your football, you know where to come, man. We got it here all day, every day. The cast will be here in full on Wednesday. Shout out to everybody who couldn't make it tonight, man. Good football Sunday.
Chat, as always. Shout out to
Again,
boys.
we appreciate y'all, the super chats, the love, the support, and we will be here Wednesday. And as always, we out this month.